Hello guys. I hope you all are doing well, and today's video is gonna be about the American psychological thriller television series, You. Let's get right into the video. Well, Joe Goldberg has done it again, killed a bunch of people, framed others for his wrongdoings, and gone on to live an affluent life with a rich white woman and no repercussions whatsoever. Goldberg looking up everything he can about Montrose, on the hunt to get him off his heels. In episode 6, he uses a woman who is obsessed with Lady Phoebe as a fall for the Eat the Rich killer because he had been a main suspect among the elite friend group. Toward the end of the episode, Nadia, one of his literature students at the university, becomes suspicious of him. The 7th episode sees Montrose telling Goldberg that he has to kill Kate's father, Tom Lockwood, who is described as being the most powerful person in the world. Montrose promises to leave Joe alone if he follows through with the plan. Montrose has also kidnapped Marianne and won't tell him where she is. Goldberg attempts to kill Lockwood, but Lockwood then tells Joe where Montrose is hiding after being embroiled in a scandal. Joe goes there, finds Montrose, and strangles him to find out where he's hiding Marianne. Joe strangles him while he's tied to a chair, asking him, "Where is Marianne?" But Montrose says he doesn't know. In a fit of rage, Goldberg continues choking Montrose until his body goes limp and he dies. Then, a second Montrose appears behind him in a suit, showing that the villainous Montrose in his head was a figment of his imagination. Nadia begins to snoop around Joe's apartment when he's gone and discovers his real name when her boyfriend, Edward, the son of a newspaper publisher, sends her leaked candid photos of Joe walking around with a bag of Indian food and multiple different pictures. She goes to the restaurant and looks around to find an entrance to a basement, where she finds Marianne in the infamous glass box. Episode 8 reveals that Joe was actually the one who kidnapped Marianne, drugged her, and put her in the box. Nadia becomes obsessed with freeing Marianne, but she knows the escape will be impossible. Viewers then see Montrose break down how Joe imagined this all and is, in fact, the person who killed all of the people who have been murdered this season, thereby continuing to be exactly who he was trying not to be. Goldberg attempts to retrace his steps to figure out where he put Marianne, and at the end of the episode, he's seen walking toward the entrance of the basement, while Nadia tells Marianne her plan. In episode 9, Lucas Gage's character Adam Pratt is killed by Lockwood because he was causing too many problems for Lady Phoebe, which in turn bothered Kate. Then Joe finds Marianne, but he can't let her out until he ties up a couple of loose ends first to cover himself. Nadia and Marianne devise an elaborate plan to get her out. After finding Marianne in the glass box, passed out with an empty pill bottle, Goldberg assumes she's dead, so he takes her out of the box and leaves her on a bench in a park. Nadia and Edward work together, and deepen their relationship as they work together to get Marianne free. Joe kills Lockwood, and after an emotional conversation with the Montrose, he decides to die by suicide and jumps off a bridge, which he manages to survive because the police immediately rescue him. Nadia tells Edward about their plans, which ended with Nadia meeting Marianne in the park after Joe dropped her there and gave her a drug to reverse the effects of the pills she took to wake her up. She fled London to find her daughter. Nadia is set on bringing Joe to justice but needs solid evidence to provide to the police, and in order to get it she must go back to his apartment. When Joe wakes up in the hospital, Kate meets him there and tells him she inherited her father's wealth and therefore power, but in order for them to be together, he has to tell her the truth. So he does, and thus begins Joe's redemption tour. Edward keeps watch while Nadia snoops through the apartment, But after they find solid evidence, Edward is not in the getaway car. Nadia turns around to see Joe, who shows her Edward's dead body, which she is then framed and imprisoned for. He tells Nadia he's been given a chance to make up for what he's done and live out his life as an honest man. He and Kate are seen doing an interview with a journalist in New York, where the whole series started. At last Joe turns into a new person who turns powerful to hide his previous murders using Kate's wealthy, and this changes the whole game. Thanks for watching the video. See you guys in the next adventurous film franchise.